So you remember last week when I said that I was like a one project per hobby person? Well, I suddenly have a million ideas for projects I want to make. I started a project yesterday and I'm starting to feel like maybe I just like throw the rule out the window altogether. I just started cutting out another pair of lane pants that I've hacked into shorts, and I saw this really cute video. I guess it was a video tutorial on Instagram that they've made a laptop case that's like quilted and looks like an envelope with like, you know, like the personalization and the stamps and all of that. And it was so cute. And I don't really need a laptop bag, but you know what I do need, or could use, is a cute little Kindle case. Now, I have been a little sick over the weekend. I got a little bit of a cold that I have managed to run off, thank God. And so I was reading more, and also my loan on my book is running out, and so I'm up on a deadline to finish this book before somebody else has to have it. And I realized that the envelope size, while very cute for a laptop, is like such the perfect size for a Kindle or whatever e-reader you use. And so I think I really want to make that. Well, let's do kind of a whole jumble of sewing things today. I feel like sometimes after I finish a project, I'm kind of in like a lull. So after I finished my last pair of shorts, I've kind of been like in a lull of figuring out what I want to do next. I did a little bit of knitting. I've done some more reading than I sometimes do. It's like 100 degrees outside, so generally I'm feeling like pretty sweaty. I don't know why I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now. I just realized I had it on. So I'm kind of like riding the summer energy right now. It's hot, but I've got a lot of ideas. And so let's just like follow the curiosity dopamine today. So first, I'm thinking that we decide the fabrics for the cute envelope case for my Kindle. All right, so my fabric situation is truly a mess, don't judge. But I'm pretty sure I have some muslin in here still somewhere. I thought it was in this pile, maybe not. Right here. I don't have a lot of it. It's not enough to make anything like specific, but I could totally piece it together. I have some squares. I think I can make that work. But I'm thinking, in that video, she used some like bright colors and things, and those are super cute. And if I made another one, I would use bright colors. But I've been like envisioning like cool crafty trips I might take in the next couple of years. I love a museum. I love a trip where you are like learning all day. So I was thinking about the old envelopes that were kind of like this off-white color and had the tape around the edges that was like red and blue. I don't know. I'll try to drop I'll throw an image up on the screen. But I thought it would be so cool to make one like that. And since I think I'm gonna quilt it. I think it's gonna be sturdier if I quilt it. I think it'll protect my Kindle a little bit better. I mean, my Kindle's pretty sturdy, but I got it at Christmas and I want it to last as long as Amazon will let me put stuff on it. So I'm thinking, I think I want to do something fun inside. I feel like something dark might show through. What is this? I do have this. I made my cousin a baby quilt when she had a baby last year. And so this actually might be super cute to put on the inside, little woodland creatures. And I don't have like the tape, the bias tape I'm thinking of in my head. I think I would have to buy fabric to make that. But like something in a stripe like that into a making my own bias tape, I think is gonna be super cool. And I think with this fabric, very cute. There's like a blue in it and kind of kind of more like vintagey colors, which I think would be really cool. I'm pretty sure there's embroidery thread here somewhere because I know my mom did cross stitch at some point in my life, so I know there's some here. So I'm crossed fingers that I can find something that I can use on this. So maybe this is not big enough for it, so we won't do that. These will get used for another quilt. They are very cute. I did a little buffalo check with this little daisy as the binding for her. So here's the vision. The outside of the Kindle case made out of this neutral, quilted, and this lining the inside, I think. Let's see if it shows. It shows through quite a bit, but I haven't checked my full stash of fabrics. But if I have to go get a little bit of fabric for that, I think that would be really cool. So I want to start that maybe this weekend. So I want to make sure that I've got all of my supplies kind of gathered up, and then maybe make the pattern today. Like draw out the pattern, follow the tutorial that she put in the video. The video is incredibly helpful. But I also need to finish cutting out these shorts. So I started cutting these shorts out while I was on a live show with my friend Tony yesterday. And I decided that these needed to be a little bit longer than the last set. And that maybe I need to make an adjustment so they don't feel quite so A-line on me, because right now they don't kind of fall down like these knit ones do. They kind of did a little bit of one of these. Let me see if I can. A little bit of one of these. So I'm thinking maybe like either the fabric that I use or the length could have been the problem. And so I'm going to cut these a little bit longer. This is kind of a witty fabric. I have no idea what its fiber contents are, no clue. This is something that my mom had and I found in my stash, and there's like 3 yards, 60 inches wide. Decided that a summer matching set might be really cute for this summer, and so I decided to cut it out. And so here I am, but I need to decide how much longer I'm gonna make each leg because I'm getting ready to cut that. And so I'm hoping that maybe I can get these cut out today and then maybe start sewing them tomorrow and Friday, and maybe do the Kindle case over the weekend. I suddenly have like a million ideas of things I want to make. And I also pulled out, I just full tangent here. I pulled out this, I guess it's like a tunic pattern, and I'm just now realizing that there's pants and skirts in it too. But I've had this for like probably a decade, and I think at one point I was just like grabbing patterns when they were like on the $1, $2 sales. And so I'm thinking this tank top, this tunic tank top, might make a cute matching set top for summer. So I think my next big fitting project is going to be getting that to fit. It already has darts in it, so I just have to make sure that it's wide enough here for me, because I tend to be broader than the pattern that I would typically choose based on the sizing. And then there's a whole ease thing that happens with the big 4 patterns too. So at some point we're going to figure that out together. But for now, I think I'm going to keep cutting and maybe talking about this book. I've kind of been a big reader my whole life. Like I was the kid who would like walk down the hallways like Belle and Beauty and the Beast with books, just like staring down at them. In elementary school, it really frustrated my teachers. And so I was like blowing through books like it was nobody's business. I checked out books constantly. And how many inches is that? 1, 2, 3. And so I think this happens to a lot of people, but I think for a lot of us, we get into like high school and we start having to read longer books for class. And we stop, reading books for fun. And so that kind of continued for me through college, which is disappointing because I love a good book. And then I had a really hard time getting into books again, which again, also disappointing. So for a long time, I would read like self-help books, nonfiction, because it felt productive. But like, I don't really like those kinds of books. I know myself better than those books do. I know what I want to improve on. So it kind of felt silly at a certain point. They were just making me feel worse, if that makes any sense. Because it felt like I was doing things wrong. Now, like, let's be so for real for a minute. Most self-help books are written by white men and neurotypical ones, specifically. So my quirky neurodivergent self, none of this was clicking. It was just making me feel worse. So once you realize that the books that exist in the world are not in a certain topic, like, you know, like productivity and things like that, once you realize that they're not necessarily built for you, it's really easy to decide that they aren't for you and will never be. So I banned myself from reading those books because they were making me feel worse. They weren't helping me become a better person. And I like charted my own path on that. So I've been trying to like get myself back into fiction for a really long time, for a few years here. And I was really struggling with feeling like there's kind of that narrative that like it's not productive. And my brain had grasped onto reading fiction as being not productive, which is like categorically false. But that's where I was. And so I like read a book on audio and I really liked it. And then I like couldn't find another book that like really was grabbing me in on audiobook. So I kind of stopped reading altogether, reading books. I was reading all kinds of things, news, articles, those kinds of things, but I was having a hard time finding fiction that I liked. And so towards the end of last year, really, I decided that I was going to pick up a book and I was going to finish it. It didn't matter if I liked it. If it didn't matter if I disliked it. I was going to start and finish a book. And our brains get so caught up in the scrolling, it gets so comfortable and like dopamine seeking. My brain really fought finishing this damn book. And so when I finished it, I liked the book and I was excited to read another one, but it took me, I started that book in October and I was struggling. And at the beginning of the new year, one of my resolutions was to just read 12 books this year, just get through one a month. And so to start the year out, I picked up that book and I finished it. Partially because I had had it on loan for so long that my library wanted it back. And then I ended up reading I think I ended up reading 3 or 4 books in January. I can also give you a quick update on the sweater. And the update is that there is no update. I have not made any progress. The humidity and the heat here skyrocketed, and the way the acrylic yarn feels to me when it's humid and hot outside and my hands are getting a little sweaty is so bad. It's ooh, the worst. So I haven't started another project yet because I'm having a hard time deciding between the 4 projects that I have choices on. I like all of them and I don't want to work on all of them at once because that will overwhelm me and I only have so many needles. So there's a little bit of a struggle there. Oh no, I cannot see. We're gonna eyeball it. So once I decide which one I want to start with, or maybe I just sit in front of a fan and knit the other one. I don't know. I haven't decided. I like them all. I don't feel pulled to sew for a specific or knit for a specific season, partially because I don't knit that fast. So I'm gonna knit it in all seasons. So I guess I need to think about what I want to be knitting when fall and winter come around. Should this next sweater take 18 months? I really like the Halloween sweater and it's wool and I think it would be fun to finish it by Halloween. That's a stretch goal for sure. So we'll see what I end up picking. Or if I pick it all, because I seem to be on quite the sewing kick. So maybe I just sew for a while. But I'm also curious what you guys are making this summer, what you're making this summer. Are you a knitter? Do you sew clothes? Do you quilt? Like, what is your hobby of choice? Or are you like a mini hobby of choice person like I am, who's just kind of like jumping between hobbies all the time? I'm curious because I asked on Threads last year and I got some really cool answers for hobbies that I had never heard of that I could add to my little list to try. And so I kind of want to know what you're making. So let me know in the comments what you're making right now. I still need these. Perfect. I know that, you know, up where it's summer right now, like it is here, it gets kind of busy. It gets really busy this time of year. There's kids out of school. I don't have kids, but you know, people are busy. And I have like my highest energy this time of year, as opposed to the seasonal depression of the colder, grayer months where I'm at. And so like I have a lot of high energy, and so I have a lot of high hopes for what I get done. And so I have to temper those expectations on what I get done. And you know, I just want to have some fun this summer. I know people have talked a lot on the internet. If you're a scroller on Instagram or TikTok like I am, people talk a lot about adding whimsy to their life. And I don't think I even need to go as far as whimsy. I just want to allow myself to do things that bring me joy in the moment. I don't know, you know, when we were kids, summers kind of felt endless. Like you could do whatever you want. I could read a book all day. I could like sit down with construction paper and just like cut and tape and glue and like to my heart's content. But it's really easy to feel like you don't have any of that left. And truthfully, a lot of days it feels like you have nothing left in the tank for that kind of stuff. And so this summer, I just want to be a little more liberal with my time, if that makes sense. Like, not with like making more time, because we all only have 24 hours in a day, but with like, if it's really nice one afternoon, you know, it's going to be 100 degrees so many days during the year, during the summer. But if it's say 80 degrees and there's a breeze and it's nice and comfortable in the shade, I want to feel like I can decide to go to the park, sit in a hammock and read my book for a few hours. There's kind of that like, I think we crave that like little bit of spontaneity from our childhood. And I mean, like, our screens aren't going anywhere, but if I can trade my screen, even for my Kindle, which is technically another screen, I think that's a win. Anyways, off my tangent here, I am almost done cutting this out. So let's do a little montage moment and we will get this finally cut. How's that sound? Okay, now that those are cut out, I think I have time to cut out the Kindle case. Okay, so I'm starting the Kindle case template. And I just went down a rabbit hole because I saved the project video to Instagram and I did not save it to my Messy Maker dashboard, which would have helped me not do the 20-minute scroll that I just did. So anyways, if you need a tool that helps you not scroll Instagram for 20 minutes before you find the video that you're looking for, or even not find the video you're looking for because you forgot to save it. If you need a tool that would help you with that, I have a Notion dashboard that is a cute cottagecore theme, and it's a place to save like all the little notes and videos and patterns and plan gifts for the holiday season or whatever you're planning. I have it available all the time, but it's on a summer sale right now, and it's only $17, and it's a total steal, and it'll save your life when you're trying not to scroll and you end up scrolling anyways. So go grab it. The link is down below. The promo code is automatically applied, so you don't have to worry about that. Snag it. I just watched the video, and this is what I have to cut out. So I'm hoping, that's why I brought my Kindle down. Now we can cut her out. Okay, that's my little template. I guess I should draw my little fold lines on here. So the whole thing is going to end up being about this big, which is just bigger than my Kindle. It's going to be so cute. Okay, so I think that's all the productivity I've got in my body today. I have cut out a pair of lane pants, shorts. I have cut out this pattern for a cute little Kindle case. And I think next week we're going to do like a crap ton of sewing. I'm going to sew some lane shorts. I'm going to get this cut out and started, quilted, whatever. I'm going to get that going. We'll probably need to figure out the bias tape situation together next week. So we'll do that. And yeah, subscribe if you want a little more chaotic sewing in your life. And snag the Messy Maker dashboard before the price goes back up on the 21st. It's on a little summer sale right now. And I'll see you here next week. Bye.